Cronometer is a free tool that allows you to track your macronutrients, so your protein, fat, and carbs, as well as your micronutrients, your vitamins and minerals, and your weight. Let's get into this tutorial. First, you're going to want to sign up on the cronometer.com website, fill out all of your information, although you can change this later, and then you want to click agree to the Cronometer terms of service and privacy policy, and then sign up. After you get the confirmation email, you'll end up signing in and getting onto this page, the dashboard page. So let's go through a few of these tabs on the side to see how to properly utilize this application. First, we'll start out with more. We'll go to targets and profile. And here you'll get to edit your profile settings. So sex, birthday. So this will determine your age, obviously height, current body weight, body fat, and then your BMI will be calculated off there. So you can update your body weight, right? You can change it, and you can also change your body fat percentage. Your body fat percentage is something that you may want to look around online how to figure out, but I'm not going to touch on it in this video. For this video, I'll just say that I'm 17% body fat, and I'll add that to the diary. Next is the energy burn section. Here is really important. This is going to be based on your weight, right? And then they're going to do this calculation. The default BMR setting uses the Mufflin, St. George equation. Okay, we don't really care that much, but we're going to use the default. And then we have to decide about our baseline activity level. So we are going to put moderately active, but obviously you're going to have to play around with this to see what works for you. Essentially, your total daily energy expenditure needs to be the amount of calories that you eat and just maintain weight. So your basal metabolic rate plus the amount of calories you burn for your activity level. If this is too many calories, essentially if you're eating this many calories and you are still gaining weight, then your activity level is not correct. You need to take it down a little bit. You could go to light activity, or if you're at moderate activity and you're losing weight, then you're not eating enough calories to keep up with the demands. You're definitely burning more calories than what is calculated here. So your basal metabolic rate times 0.5, which is the moderately active. So you could go to very active, or you could even do something custom, which, as you can see, you can just enter in a different number here. So 1400, this would be between a very active and moderately active caloric demand for you. So the next thing here is the thermal effect of food. That's an estimate of the energy needed to digest your food. So you can leave that off or you can leave that on. Doesn't matter. Right. Next, we're going to go to energy target. We'll leave it on here. This is just how it's displayed. We'll leave it on target. Okay. And include exercise. You could actually leave that off. Custom energy target. We are not going to do custom energy target. We are going to do a weight goal. So if I'm 190 pounds, which I am going to select the weight goal I want. Let's say I want to get to 200 pounds. So I am going to say I want to get to 200 pounds and I want to gain about a pound a week. So this is going to tell me what my surplus needs to be of calories over my energy burn, or total daily energy expenditure. So as you can see down here, this is the entire equation for that. Your daily target is your basal metabolic rate plus your baseline activity, which I determined to be moderately active. And then you add your weight goal, which is roughly 500 calories. And that's how we get to this 3,290 calorie number. So you can do that. You can obviously put in here you want to lose weight, and then you want to maybe lose like 0.75 pounds per week. This is going to be how many calories you need to eat less compared to your total energy burn, or total daily energy expenditure. Moving on, you have your macro targets. And this is kind of annoying. We're going to end up doing fixed targets here. Okay, you want to eat 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal lean body weight. So I want to be 200 pounds and I want to be 200 pounds lean. So I'll put in 200 grams of protein here, and you can see that brings us up to 1,905 calories. And then we have to decide on net carbs. So when it comes to macros, I care about the protein. When it comes to micros or micronutrients, I care about the vitamins and minerals. So I'm going to try and make this roughly the same amount, net carbs and fat. That's pretty close. Okay, they don't match. That's not a huge deal. And when we're talking about net carbs, net carbs is essentially carbs minus dietary fiber or sugar alcohol. If you look at the back of a package, so I have a package here that we're going to use for an example later. You have carbs and then you have dietary fiber. So if you have 3 carbs per serving and then you have 2 grams of dietary fiber per serving, then that is 1 gram of net carbs per serving. Here's exactly what I'm talking about. You have fiber and sugar alcohols. These exclude these when it comes to carbs, right? Moving down to nutrient targets, you don't have to mess with any of these. So this section is complete: targets and profile. Macro scheduler, we're not going to worry about that. Fasting, we're not going to worry about that. Display settings, this is going to be what shows up on your dashboard. Okay, so you see this here. This is your dashboard. You can change what displays on your dashboard. So I have fasting off, news off, streaks off, sleeping data. You can turn streaks on. This is logging streaks, like whether or not you're logging your stuff, entering in biometrics, entering in exercise, entering in food. So you can turn this on. You can turn this off. Like I said, I'm going to turn it off. Water, if you want to track your water, I don't care, but you definitely can. Diary general, calorie summary in diaries, or calories summary in diaries. So you have your energy summary here. We will leave it on. Diary groups. This is fun. Okay, you can choose show diary groups, subtotals, micronutrients, and you'll just leave it as that. You import data from device as one of these: categorize breakfast, lunch, dinner, but you can add extra things here. You can, like, for instance, add a midnight snack. You can edit this. You can call this dinner and then supper, right? Does Pippin say supper? Dinner, supper, when he's complaining that Aragorn just makes them keep moving. They don't have time to stop and eat.
Dinner, supper. He knows about them, doesn't he?
I wouldn't count on it.
I digress. So you can add or take away meals. So if you're only going to eat 2 meals, you can have breakfast and lunch, and you could even take away the uncategorized. And you can see that up here, it shows up as breakfast and lunch. So I have body fat entered in, a biometric entered in under breakfast. You can always have the uncategorized, so that for stuff like biometrics, you drag this up here, you can put it under uncategorized. That's that. You can add extra ones. This we will not worry about. You have your highlighted nutrients, so you can turn this on. You can change what nutrients you want to see. I don't care about potassium. Maybe I care more about thiamine, vitamin B1. I'll show you where this is over here. You have your highlighted nutrients right here. So instead of having potassium, we have vitamin B1. So you can change these depending on what you want to see. And these other 2 settings we're just not going to worry about. So sync a device, you have options to sync a device. All of these types of devices can feed data into Cronometer. Very cool. I haven't tried it. Really, for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to go into that. Then you have your account settings, of course. So that is all we're going to touch on for more. And now we're going to go into diary. So diary for today, we are going to see how to add food. Okay, I'm going to do a banana. Boom, I'm going to add to diary. I'm going to do eggs, boiled eggs. Okay, so down here we see we're going to put it under breakfast for sure, because that's when we're eating it. And we are going to say serving size 1 large egg. We're going to say we're going to eat 3 large eggs. Okay, we're going to add that to diary. And now we're going to see that our targets are starting to go up here. Okay, calories remaining. If I'm supposed to be on a calorie deficit, I'm trying to target 2,417 calories per day. I have consumed 336, so my remaining is 2,081. Okay, and you can keep adding foods here, right? And I said you can add biometric here. You can add weight. You can say my weight gain was actually, or my weight loss. Let's say I lost 1 pound. We're going to add that to the diary, and we're going to drag it up to uncategorized. It just makes it look cleaner. And now what we're going to do is we're going to come to this foods section. We're going to add custom food, okay? Because sometimes you can look up in here, you can search a food, and it just won't exist. Well, you have foods, and they all have nutrition labels on them. So you can go in and add your own food. So again, we'll go to custom foods. We'll go here, new food, and we are going to use these organic sprouted pumpkin seeds for the example. So let's look at the back of this. I'm going to enter in the name. You're going to do your servings. It's here. It will maybe say it in cups, or it will say it in grams. This is 30 grams. You're going to keep scrolling down. You click on this little dash, you can add the number of calories. This is 180. And then you just go down this list. You can add it as grams. You can add it as daily value if you click on that. So I'm just going to do grams for this. And if you're in another country, you can use one of these other labels, but normally you can just use the American 2016 version of the nutrition facts label. Since we've added the stuff, the information up here, we'll see it has populated down here, but we're going to have to go down to micronutrients because there were some extra micronutrients here on the nutrition facts, and we want to enter that in. So we have phosphorus in milligrams as 384. You have zinc as 2. We have magnesium, and let's enter this in as a percentage. So you can see that the magnesium percentage is 40%. So we'll do 40 there. We also have manganese at the bottom, so we'll skip around here. This is not 60 milligrams. This is 60%. And we also have copper. So copper, we'll go back to milligrams here. It says 0.3 milligrams. Boom. So 33%. And actually it says 35% over here. So that's a little bit more of an accurate reading. So we'll go with that. So now that we've added all of that information, we can scroll back up to the top, press Save Changes. We'll add it to our favorites so we can see what that looks like. We'll go back to Diary. We'll add a food. We'll click on Favorites. And as you can see right here, we have organic sprouted pumpkin seeds. And apparently I added bananas fresh as a favorite as well. But also if we go over to the Customs tab, if you click Organic Sprouted Pumpkin Seeds, you can select how much you are eating. Right? We'll add that to the diary. And now you can see that has been added and everything has been updated. Something I just want to touch on is custom meals here, which you can use. You can add a bunch of different foods to your custom meal. And so if I'm going to make apples, I'll do 1 serve of apples, but also in that meal, I'm going to have blueberries. I'm going to make a fruit salad. Okay. So you have all of these foods you can add to a meal. And then that is just going to combine all of the macro and micronutrients to that meal. And then you can save the changes. Look, we'll do fruit salad. We'll add it to favorites as well. Save the changes, go back to diary. And now we can see if we add a food, we can go to custom or we can go to favorites, right? And we can go to custom. Let's go to custom. Let's go to meals. And we see under meals, we have fruit salada. Okay, can't spell. Ensalada, maybe I'm getting a little Spanish over here. So you can click on that, add to diary. So there you go. It's very easy to add foods and add meals. I haven't added recipes before, but you can also do that. And you can create recipes faster with the gold membership. But again, everything that we've done so far, everything that you really need to do in here, you can do for free. The last thing I will touch on is if you come to diary and you scroll down to all of these nutrients, you can hover over them and you can see where you can get these, the sources. So for calcium, milk, cheese, yogurt, salmon, and bones, tofu, spinach, okra, and it'll give you a function, the function that calcium plays as well. So you can hover over all of these vitamins. You add your food in for the day, you can see what vitamins and minerals you aren't getting enough of. And it will tell you what % confidence the data has, right? It'll tell you down here, data confidence score 75%. So that's fairly confident. So it's 75% sure that that number is correct. The 1 milligram of niacin or vitamin B3. Again, Cronometer is an awesome tool. You should definitely utilize this if you're trying to gain weight or lose weight, or you just want to see if you are getting all of the nutrients that you need. And like I said, this is completely free. Everything I've done in this tutorial is completely free. Thanks so much for watching the video. God bless.